What's the deal, y'all? It's Jay Shep, aka Everyday Shooter, here back again with another video, one time for your mind. Alright guys, so if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I appreciate you for being here, whether you do that or not, but I definitely appreciate it if you do that. Today we're gonna go over two similar, two like-minded weapons. They're not the same, they're not in the same chamber, but they're both similar to the AK platform. Alright, so they are not AKs, but they are similar in a lot of different ways. Now, the first one that you see here over to my left, you've probably seen this one on the channel already. If you're, if you've watched any of my videos, this is the M10X. I've had this for a little while. It's a 16-inch barrel, but it is not an AK. It looks a lot like an AK, but it is not an AK. Now, the reasons that I say that it is not an AK because it has way less parts than an AK. That's one of their claims to fame, is that they got way less parts in it. It's got a lot of, well, see, like the receiver here. Monolithic receiver means one piece. So instead of having the multiple pieces, they kind of put it all together in one piece. You got the similar mag release, takes AK mags, got the M-lock handrail that comes, again, monolithic all together. So you got the handrail here, you got the adjustable gas adjustment right here. I went ahead and changed out the factory brake that comes with this. I went ahead and changed out the factory brake because I just didn't like it all that much, but also if I ever wanted to run on a suppressor, I couldn't do that with that brake. So I went ahead and put the Q cherry bomb on here, since I already got a couple of Q suppressors. But I got the mag pull vertical grip on there. As you can see here, it's got the fire and safety selector here. It is ambidextrous, so you can see it is on both sides. Now, also one other thing that you'll see, it's got a side charging handle here. Now, the good thing about this though is this is easily swappable to the other side. So this is also ambidextrous as well. You see I'm running an LPVO on this. I don't know how much longer this thing is going to stay on here. A lot of people got a lot of shit to say about these optics. I'm not sold on this. Like, it's cool because it's one thing instead of having to buy multiple things with just the eye relief, and I don't know if it's my eyes or what, or if it's just this LPVO. I haven't really had a ton of luck on them, but I'm not willing to spend as much as the gun just to get, and that's not even high end on these LPVOs. And I tell you, they're like 15, 18, 2,000 and up. Like, so this one was this is a true glow. People go, oh man, that's trash, this, that. This thing still costs $300 damn. So for y'all that's talking about true glow, this and that, whatever, this thing was not cheap either. But I will say, as in comparison to some of the other LPVOs that I've looked through, this doesn't quite match up to them. But I don't have a ton of issues with it. I don't have any issues with it either at the same time. So I know its limitations, I know its capabilities. As long as I don't push beyond that, I don't seem to have any issues. But as you can see on this, it's got the entire top rail, Picatinny rail, so you got tons of real estate if you want to put a whole bunch of junk on here. You also got the M-lock all the way around, got a bunch of stuff on there that you can put on. It comes with the Zukov, the boot, or the UGG boot. It's foldable, which is also always a good thing. Kind of, bring down some of that space a little bit. One other thing, this trigger. If you didn't watch the video, this trigger is a hair, for real, a hair trigger, for real. I say this thing is like 2.5 pounds. Well, I'm not even exaggerating. I did the pull on it. I tested the weight of the pull on it. Consistently, 2.5 pounds. So this isn't something that you want to have your finger on if you're not ready to shoot it, because it's gonna bust with light effort. All right. So that's one good thing, or a bunch of the things that come with this. You see the handguard, or not the handguard, the pistol grip that comes along with this. I'm pretty sure you can swap this out because it looks like it's just a standard AK grip. But I've never taken it off, so I couldn't tell you that for sure. But this is the grip that comes with it. I don't really have any problems with it. It's a polymer grip. It also has the cubby in the bottom, in case you want to put any batteries, or I guess gun oil, anything that whatever you put in there. Everybody's different. So that's, in a nutshell, that's the M10X. All right, so that's the first thing that I'm working with here. The comparison gun that we're working with today is a new one. The one that we're talking about today, I got for a steal. I held the dude up. I can't even lie to you. I almost feel bad after stealing it from him. So I got it on gbroker.com. I'm not gonna say the whole name because they're not paying me, but y'all already know who I'm talking about when I say gbroker. I went on there. I found this in the midst of a bid, and I was like, you know what? It is super cheap. Let me go ahead and put in this insulting bid. It's not even half price of what retail is. Let me go and just put this insult in there. I want it. When I tell you, this thing costs roughly around what, 17, between 17 and 2000 retail. Granted, it is not a brand new gun, but when I tell you I look at it, it looks like it has only been maybe one mag ran through it. Another thing, if you notice the case that's on here, this is what it came in. If you're unfamiliar, this is a nano case, waterproof hard case that it came with. And this thing here got, you know, air pressure, waterproof. This thing retails at over $300 just the case by itself. Let me go ahead and show you what I got in it while I'm sitting here. And here is the second comparison weapon that we're gonna be talking about today. This is the Galil Ace by IWI, chambered in 5.56. So it's a little different than this one. This one's 7.62. This one is 5.56. I'm running a Hollow Sun enclosed emitter on this. This is the man, I don't even remember the number on this one. They got so many different numbers. I'd rather just be a name. But anyway, this is the Hollow Sun enclosed emitter. I wanted to try one of these because I've got a couple of open emitters, meaning that the projection that you see on the inside is not covered on the back. So like water can get in there and disrupt it, dirt can get in there, mud, all that kind of stuff can get in there and disrupt the ability of the optic to project onto so that you can see it. So I went ahead and tried one of these. I gotta say this, look, Hollow Sun, they are kicking ass. I'm gonna do another video with a comparison. I got a few Hollow Suns, a few other ones that are kind of upper end or higher end. Hollow Sun is kicking their ass. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like, I got the EOTech and all that. Like, don't get me wrong. They work when they work. They are the shit when they work. But them things run out of battery so quick. Man, I tell you, they run out of battery so quick. These things right here, I have not changed batteries on none of my Hollow Suns. Like, none of them. And they all still run. All of them. Got the shake wake on them. EOTech don't got that. Doesn't have that. The other optics that I have, they don't have that shake awake, and that is a big deal for me because I don't want to have to. If I ever have to use mine in a difficult situation, it's going to be hard for me to justify that I had time to sit there, turn my optic on, do all that, and then go do what I had to do. And it's going to be tough for you to justify that to an attorney in court as well. I had time to go and do all that. They were like, well, if you had time to go and search this out, turn on all your gear, do all this other kind of stuff, you had time to leave. So if that is the case, theoretically, I guess that may be true. If you had time to do all that, get your stuff on and your gear and all that crap, you could have used that same effort to get out and leave or escape, evade, whatever. But anyway, shake wake is a big deal for me. So I have no issues with it. Oh, and it's got a gold reticle. So that shit is tough. That shit is dope. It looks tight as hell. This also, as you can see, is also a folder. There we go. All right. So yeah, as you see, it's a folder as well. So they're similar in that aspect. This is a mag pull stock that's on it. As you can see, it's adjustable stock. So this, I mean, you can run it with it closed or with it open. Without this even on there, you can run that. But you've got your safety selector. It's got an ambidextrous safety on it, but it is not the same switch on both sides. So you got the switch on this side for fire and safety. Then on this side, you got the one down here, so you don't have to take your hand off in order to adjust this or manipulate this. You know what I mean? So you can turn this on, turn this off, whatever you want to do. All right, so you got that. You got your bolt release right here. This right here, it's your bolt release. You got your, like I said, you got your side charger. It is not ambidextrous, but I'm right-handed, so I don't care. Sorry, lefties. But this is right-handed. You also got the mag drop right here. That's ambidextrous. Got it on both sides here. The trigger seems to be good. It's a little heavy. Got the mag or the M-lock slots on the side, and once again, you've got a rail from the front of it, from the rooter to the tuber, just like the other one. So you got tons of real estate if you want to add stuff on here, both on the top and on the sides. Comes with this standard, I guess, A2 muzzle brake on it. One cool thing about this is if you see this dust cover right here, whenever you rack it, it moves out the way. So I guess this is one way of keeping stuff out of there, one additional way of keeping stuff clean that this one does not seem to have. So that's one thing. The lower receiver here, so it has polymer, basically lower, along with the pistol, with the trigger group in here. But everything else is metal. Everything else is metal except for the lower receiver. So with that being said, guys, I think I've given you all the ins and outs of both of the guns. Like I said, they're similar, similar in weight, similar in barrel length, not the same in caliber. So like I said, this one's 5.56, but it being so heavy, I feel like that's just gonna basically cancel out the recoil on this. That's what I feel like. So y'all let me know if I'm wrong for thinking that, but in my experience, the heavier and more robust the gun, the less you feel the kick. So hopefully that is one good thing about this. I'm probably gonna put a vertical grip on this as well. I like doing that, like a partial C-clamp along with the grip. It gives me something to pull back on. But that's probably what I'm gonna put on there. I've got one already, but I haven't decided if I'm gonna remix this yet. That's why I haven't done too much to it. I just wanted to shoot it and let you guys see the comparisons without a whole lot done to it, just like this one here. I do not see a way to adjust the gas block on the fly on this, so that's one up for that. The trigger, let me see. I'll say the trigger is a little bit heavier than this one, but it's not a heavy trigger at all. It's still a good trigger, got a good reset. There, let's see the reset while I was talking about it. Okay, so it's got a lot of travel from the time that it goes back all the way to, it's got a lot of reset travel. So we're gonna see if that's beneficial or if it's a hindrance. But that's what we're working with today, guys. So you guys let me know, which one do you think in the comments? Which one would you rock? The 7.62. Oh yeah, it came with 3 bags too. Man, I'm telling you, they spoiled me with this one here. I'm gonna put this hex mag in here. So it takes your standard AR mags. All right, so the ones that we're working with today, the 2 comparison weapons, we've got the M10X from M&M here on the left, and we've got the IWI Galil Ace in 5.56 here on the right. Let's go ahead and take these to the range and see if we can see any like dramatic differences, or if it's just, I guess, pick your poison type of deal. All right, guys, let's go ahead and head to the range. Let me know what you think. In closing for this, just so you can get an idea of what I actually out the door for this. Like I said, MSRP on this is about 17 to 1900. Right? I paid 1100. That's for the 1100 for this and the case. So really, I paid like 700 bucks. Like 700 for a $2,000 gun. Seven. All right, y'all. So after our trip to the range, I gotta say, it really they seem to be both good weapons. I don't seem to have any like stand out clear winners. But again, maybe this is like comparing apples to oranges because one is 7.62 and one is 5.56. But I will say some of the initial theories that I had about the extra added weight of the Ace absorbing some of that recoil, that seemed to be the case. I had no issues, no failure to eject, failure to feed, no jams, no nothing with this. Like, that's just what I have so far. Now the M10X, same thing. I have minimal issues with it. I gotta admit, I have not taken it out into like a really dirty and grungy environment. Like, it's been pretty much in a time capsule. Even if it's outside, it's still not just getting dumped in the dust or whatever. So maybe that'll cause an effect. Maybe I have to do a little bit further testing on the M10X, but from what I understand so far, it seems to be a winner. As far as the MSRP on that, it's roughly around the same as MSRP as this, as a 5.5 or as the Galil Ace. So it's not a big difference. Around the same price points, really. But otherwise, there are a lot of similarities between the two, so I really can't badmouth M&M, M plus M. I call it M&M. But anyway, I can't really bash M plus M for their rifle. I can say, oh, one thing that I did notice about the M10X is that it had a couple of light primer strikes. So there was a couple of those, but other than that, I didn't have any issues. That is something that seems to be a known issue for them. I've got a newer generation of this M10X. So the bolt that's in there, it's got a better bolt. It's supposed to have a better bolt, and I guess a sturdier firing pin. Other than the light strikes, I didn't really have a ton of issues with it. Anyway, so on this one, I had no issues. So I would have to say, just by a tiny margin, I probably would have to say that the Ace is surpassing the M10X. But that's really just because it just seems like it's more, it's sturdier, and it's more, like it's ready for a harsher environment. I'll just put it like that. It seems like it's natively or inherently prepared for a harsher environment than the M10X. Now, the M10X, if you just going hunting or something and you just be sitting in your hide or whatever, and picking them off, or you're not going to be just like rolling around in trenches and wading through water and all kind of crap like that. M10X seems like it'll work just fine. IWI has a proven track record, both in in combat and I guess in testimonials or whatever. But anyway, guys, don't have the gun here, but you guys have had the comparison. Hopefully this helped you understand some of the differences and some of the similarities between the two, and help you if you do decide to make a choice between one of the two. Hopefully it'll help you to better make a better educated decision on what you purchase. All right, guys, so I really appreciate you guys coming through, spending some time with me to go over these two weapons. Hopefully it helped you out. If you're making a decision, it'll help you decide which one that you want to get, or if you want to get both of them. Nothing wrong with that. If that's what you can do, if that's what you can do, go ahead and do it. All right, guys. It was fun. It was a blast. I appreciate y'all coming through. Until next time, I'm gonna show you what to do. Everyday shooter. Peace.